I think that the main thing I'm noticing is that, and the only difference would maybe be Yeat, depending who you ask.
Hip hop is back, baby.
Hip hop is back, which is one. We have a lot of rap on here, but a lot of these artists have a history of making good projects.
Yeah. Welcome back, people. It's Soundbites, a part of the Album Mode podcast. We're talking about the music, the culture, and the internet, and how those three things intertwine to create the music culture that we have today. Album Mode Live, this is the live portion. We've been doing lives. You know, it's the fun stuff now. Adriel, we're back. Let's do brief, ever so brief. As brief as the retirement happened. Lizzo.
LOL.
Lizzo said that she is quitting music because of people disrespecting her name, disrespecting her overall. She can no longer deal with it. And then, from the time of this live stream, I want to say about like an hour or two before, she legitimately just went on, I think it was IG Live, and said, I am not quitting. I'm quitting all the bullshit that is happening around me, but I can't quit my piece. I'm not quitting music. So, grand opening, grand closing. Shout out to Lizzo, I guess, not quitting music. But again, I would say grand opening, grand closing. Lizzo is still here, everybody. Cancel the fire alarm. She's still here.
Were you buying it? That's my question. Were you buying it? Do you think she really quit? Because I wasn't buying it.
Not really. I think that Lizzo. First of all, I don't know. Most people who make music, nobody really like retires or quits. They just stop releasing shit.
Yes.
They just stop releasing shit, and you're just like, oh, whatever happened to, like, for example, Frank Ocean. He's retired.
Remake.
Frank Ocean. Rihanna. A better example is Rihanna, right? Rihanna just stopped releasing shit. She never said that she's retired. She never said she's not making music again. She never said anything. She stopped dropping music. Everybody's still like, oh my God, when's the music coming out? Is there going to be music? There's no music, right? So with Lizzo, where she's like, I quit, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, what was me? Nobody, it all ends with a whimper, not a bang. Okay.
Yeah. To me, it reminds me of Doja Cat and her relationship with the internet. And I think some of the younger artists from this generation, I think especially the women artists, they have a certain relationship with the internet, with the discourse around them. And that relationship involves them verbalizing it back to the discourse. And so I think that's what we're seeing here of maybe, in 2002, this is a private conversation between Lizzo and her A&R and her manager. And they're, do we quit? What do you want to do? But in 2024, you just go live and you tell everyone right away. So that's what all this is to me, because I never believed her in the first place, but I do think the fact that we're even hearing about it is just kind of a prisoner of the times.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, so again, grand opening, grand closing. That's all we got for, unless Lizzo is really quitting. That's kind of all that we have for Lizzo. So it is now April 2nd. We're 1/3 of the way through the music calendar, regular calendar. And we've gotten to this point where we're thinking, okay, so what are the best albums so far?
Yep.
What's the good stuff? Right? Album mode, we like to do this every 3 to 6 months. We're talking about what was the good stuff. And now we are back talking about the best album so far. Adriel, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I want you to go first. I think that you got some juice at the top that you should go with your albums first.
So these are non-ranked. I would like to point that out. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody in the live chat, everybody in the comments, please don't come after me, okay? At least not yet. At the end of the year, when we're actually ranking stuff, then everybody could come, it's all fine.
You can only come at him if you're subscribed. If you're subscribed to us on YouTube, go for it.
I'll allow the subscribers.
Yes.
But right now, this is non-ranked. These are just like nice collection. Nice collection of the good stuff that's happening. Number 1. Or Exhibit A.
Yes.
Exhibit A. Yeat, 2093.
Yep. I knew you would have this one on here.
Yeat 2093. I think it's amazing soundscape. I think Yeat again is using every single weapon, every single tool in the toolbox when it comes to his rapping or just vocalization overall. I think that I listen to that shit so like almost every day, honestly, which is actually kind of crazy to think about for a Yeat album, just because of how high intensity his music is.
Yeah, what kind of mental space are you in right now? You speak to somebody?
Yeah, maybe it's because like I listen to it so frequently. I just think that I kind of want to live in the world, and I feel like that's not really the case with most albums.
Yes.
But he was Yeat of all people is capturing that with 2093. So that is my exhibit A.
Okay.
My exhibit A.
So you feel like you want to be in Reboot.
Yes.
And you're kind of
who as a kid didn't want to be in Reboot or The Matrix? Who didn't want to be there?
That's a great point. I can't really argue that. I think the next album that you had, it was also the album that I had. So when I saw it in the list, I was like, okay, we got this out of the way. Last Dinner Party, Prelude to Ecstasy. Yeah, this one still bangs. Still, when you listen to this in full, you're like, yep, still got something here.
Still super dramatic.
Yep. So this one is a self-explanatory. To me, this might be one of the most low-key of the 10 that we have here on this list. And I think that this is the one I would suggest everyone to go listen to right away. I think that if you're not a rock fan and you're more of a hip-hop head, still go listen. I think that there still is something on this project for you. If you're just a music fan, a lot on this project for you. Yeah. So one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, me too. I guess it also has, so much, the songwriting is still phenomenal. It's still so good. And shout out to everybody that was commenting on our review. That review still gets a ton of comments, even just now. And I do want to pat myself on the back for complimenting the sequence where it was like hyper religious, but also wanting to burn in the flames of the religion. And everybody in the comments is like, yeah, that totally makes sense. I'm like, I see everything, people. I see everything. I see it all. And I think that, to have that type of imagery and to have that just like self-loathing and being able to exhibit it on an album where it's like very dramatic, I gotta compliment it. 5-piece. I think they're a 5-piece.
Yeah, 5-piece.
5-piece band, all women.
Yeah,
it's a great album, man. It's a great album.
Yeah, Sinner is probably my favorite at this current time.
Sinner is so good, man. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so Exhibit C. Right, and again, not in any sort of order, not in sort of rank.
Unranked.
That's what I'm saying. Exhibit C, I have Flo Milli, Fine Ho, Stay. Fun album. I like fun. Okay, I enjoy a good bouncy track. I enjoy a good track where Flo Milli is gonna punch somebody in the face. I can appreciate that. Okay, so I think that Flo Milli's Fine Ho, Stay, very colorful, very fun. Not all the music has to be serious. Not everything has to be The Last Dinner Party.
Yes.
So that's my Exhibit C.
This was one of mine too. So you have a lot here that I'm with you on this. Flo Milli has made it into the trifecta of female MCs for me. Yeah. For me personally. Okay. This is who I like. So my favorite female MCs are, of course, Cardi B. We're Big Barty over here. Then a big Glorilla fan. Okay. All my Glorilla heads, you know what it is. And then there's Flo Milli. This podium has now been rounded out. I always liked Flo Milli, but with this project, she is now, this is my big three, okay? Fuck the big threes, this is my big three, okay? Yeah. Flo Milli, Glorilla, and Cardi B. So I this project to me just put it in another group. So love this project.
Yeah, wow, that's an interesting big three. The big three of women right there.
Yeah, Adriel's big three.
Oh, Adriel's big three. I was like, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. No, I got it right. I got it right the first time.
Shout out to the Stallion. Okay, so my Exhibit D.
Yeah, you're gonna mess up the letters in a bit.
No, it's okay. My Exhibit D. I have Metro, Future. I have Metro and Future. We Don't Trust You. I would say one of the cultural moments for music this year. Probably like one of the first ones. I don't even think of a previous one.
I'd say this is the biggest so far.
Yeah, so huge cultural moment. Huge verse from Kendrick Lamar. Overall, I would say, we talked about it before, but Metro Boomin is cementing himself as one of the best, greatest hip hop producers in history.
Yep.
And trap producer, it's pretty much just him. Can't really think of anybody else. So I think that was amazing. Production's fantastic. Future, I would say it's not an A+ Future performance. A B+, A-.
Yeah, yeah.
B+, A-. And you know, Metro Boomin is doing serious work. So that's it for me. I want to say that you know, Metro Boomin, Future. Hey man, I'm a fan. I can't say I'm not a fan.
This one is self-explanatory because we just did this review last week, but this is Future still on top of his game. I know we talked a lot about Metro during our review, but Future's still on top of his game. I think you're right in terms of B+, A-. This is more all-star, not all NBA from Future.
Yeah.
But Future is still being on top of his game and no signs of slowing down. So big shout out to Future.
Okay. So now my Exhibit E. Okay. I have an album here that most people I don't think would select, or maybe it's on their radar, but they're not taking it that serious. Tyla. With Tyla. Right? I'm a piano. It's lots of fun. I feel like you want to dance. I think its main criticism I'm seeing from other people is that the production sounds the same across multiple songs.
There's a bit of that.
You know, I would just say that I'm a piano is a small genre at this point in time. Like when it comes to the world, when people are looking at I'm a piano, what kind of happens when you're a smaller genre in the view of the world is that people kind of like don't know the subtleties of the genre and with the production. So things can kind of like sound samey to them, where it's like, actually, you know, there's like this interesting part that's happening here and stuff like that. So I think that Tyla's album, Tyla, obviously Water. Huge. Right? Water is a massive moment. I think the production overall is fun. I think that Tyla's actually a really good singer. Liquid, bro. She is liquid on this album. So I think that I'm taking it, you know, serious. Okay? I like art. I like Truth or Dare. There's a lot of good songs on it. Tyla, Exhibit E.
I'm surprised that you said people are hating on this one because I've seen a lot of people like this album a lot.
I don't want to say hate. Go ahead.
This is probably the album I think surprised the most people.
Yeah.
I think people were hearing her name a bit more, seeing her a bit more, and so it got probably a lot of listens from people who weren't big fans of her. But this is the one I think people are pleasantly surprised with. But I guess I'm not gonna say act like I'm a huge fan because I'm not. But I knew about Tyla before Water and had some of her songs liked already.
Hipster alert. Hipster alert.
And I wasn't a huge fan of hers, but I kind of knew who she was. And it was news to me that some people didn't know who she was. And so a lot of people, they first heard of her with Water and only knew Water. And even when this album came out, Water was the only song they knew. And so to see a song like On and On go unnoticed, because On and On was what let me know, okay, she's for real. Girl Next Door was the first song I heard from her. That was back in 2023.
Yeah.
Obviously, Water was huge. And then once I heard On and On as kind of like the next single, I said, oh, she got something here. This is going to continue. And the album, I think, proved as much. So I'm excited to see what she does next. I think by the time she does another album, she'll probably be at the level for us to have to review her.
Yeah.
Because I do see her growing into a much bigger artist.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I think she is definitely her profile is definitely growing.
Yes.
Her at the Knicks game, was a big deal. Her with Kai Cenat is big time meme territory, and memeability in 2024 is super important.
Yeah, she's on her Ice Spice right now.
Right? So a little bit aggressive. That's a little aggressive.
Not as popular as Ice Spice, but just being more famous than the music.
Yeah. I think I don't know if she's more famous than her music though. I think Water is probably like it for her.
No, well, I think that's just one song. I think a lot of people are seeing her over and over and maybe not connecting that this is the girl who made Water.
Yeah.
And some people are seeing her and saying, why? I've seen so many comments on basically every post that she's a part of asking, why are we listening to this girl? Who is she? Why is she famous? And I'm like, people are still asking that. So I think there's a lot of that where people are like, okay, I've seen this girl all over the place.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know why I'm seeing her all over the place.
Right. And she was even in the Back on 74. Like they did like a
Yes,
remix or something like
yep.
that. She was in the music video for that. So she's around.
She's on the way up.
Yeah, she's on the way up. I had a small honorable mention.
Okay.
Small honorable mention. Very small, right? Very small. Very tiny.
Okay.
Have you seen that meme on TikTok yet? It's like you should not be as a lady. You should not be eating much. It's like very small, like very small. Like, yo, you have not seen that?
You got to send that to me.
I'm gonna send that to you. Okay. Like a quick snack. Quick snack. Small, very tiny. My quick snack of an album. It's an EP.
Mm-hmm.
It's by this new K-pop group called Illit,
mm-hmm.
and they have this EP called Super Real Me. It's people are likening them to New Jeans, which I can understand. They have a their song isn't really drum and bass, it's more like plug and B, and I feel like people are not really tuned into that to really know what that type of genre of music that is.
I don't think they're that much like New Jeans.
Yeah,
personally,
yeah, but I think that because the aesthetic is similar,
mm-hmm.
that they're being likened to them, but I think that they're very different. I think that the music is bubbly and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Singers are really good.
Yeah,
that got really good singers in there. Again, it's only four tracks. An EP.
Quick listen.
Yeah, it's a quick. I don't even think it's 10 minutes.
Before you're even done the dishes. Like
I don't even think it's 10 minutes. So you can kind of just like throw that one on and it's over. It's 9 minutes long.
Yep.
See? Okay, so quick snack. It's a quick snack.
Definitely a quick snack.
Right? So Super Real Me by Illit. Fun one. Very easy listening to.
Okay, I had a few that I wanted to add because almost all of these we did not review except for one. And these are some that are some of my personal favorites this year that I'm almost guaranteeing people are already forgetting about.
Okay.
One is Sir's album Heavy. Very disappointing in the sales. I think it did 10K first week, which is very disappointing for Sir and just TDE in general. But that album, I don't think it's a classic like his last project. I do think Chasing Summer is still one of the last classic R&B albums from this era. But Heavy is quality on there. You know, there's 16 songs. I would say I like 11 or 12 of them. Okay. So Heavy is an album I think if you haven't heard yet, gotta listen to. So I had to, that was one of the first I had to put this on the list. Okay. I had to put it on there. The next one I have, I'm not surprised you don't have it on here, but I'm sure there are some people already typing in the comments, screaming at their phone that this wasn't mentioned. And that's Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips. Still my rap album of the year. This is the album that I'm actually still listening to the most out of all of these. Really? And I see this album actually growing on people more as time goes on because I've seen it with my own two eyes of, oh, this is Schoolboy? Oh my goodness. So this to me, I was right to call it a classic at the moment. I feel great about that. It's still the test of time.
Okay, hold on.
I know, 6 weeks.
Hold on.
No, but I already seeing how it's aged in this era, like aging 6 weeks and still being something people are playing all the time, people are listening to more. That's rare, even in this era. So, Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips.
I agree. I think I still gave it a good score.
No, for sure.
I still gave it a good score. So don't say it like I was just like threw it off a cliff or something like that.
But I'm saying I'm not surprised you didn't have it in your albums. I didn't think it was that level for you.
Yeah, I think that it was still good. I liked it. I do think that it's an album. Like it's not really like an album that just has like a bunch of singles sprouting out of it.
Yeah.
So okay, your exhibit. What was that? Exhibit C.
That was Exhibit B.
Okay, Exhibit B.
And I think one last thing about the Schoolboy Q album is that now hearing a lot of the music that's come out after it, as well as before it, it is a standout production-wise. I think when you talk about the albums, the rap albums, at least that come out after it, like the Future, the Kanye, or before it, the 21 Savage, Benny the Butcher, it stands separate from all of that. And I think that you tap into basically almost any song on here, and you're like, oh, this is different than the hip hop I'm used to. So I still feel that way about it. This one, I wish I could remember exactly when this came out so I know what we reviewed instead of this, because it's crazy we have not reviewed any of this man's albums, and he is on a legendary album run. I would say he's the last 3 albums 3 for 3. If you want to go back, maybe even 4 for 4. And that's Ghetts with On Purpose, With Purpose.
Oh, okay.
I didn't love this one as much as the last project. Personally, I think last project's one of my favorite from him. But this one, more feature heavy than usually from him. Way more features, but he has the right people on here and they hit all the time. His song with Sampha, Double Standards. Love that. Blood on My Hands with Unknown T. Great song. So this one, I feel like, is going to end up on more end of the year lists.
Yeah, when more people get to it.
Yeah, I think it's going to take time for people to get to it. He's going on his tour soon. So I think this one will grow with some people by the end of the year. But he's been a critically acclaimed darling for basically the past 5 years, especially in the UK. And this album is more proof that that's for a reason. So Ghetts, On Purpose, With Purpose.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, if you like UK rap, he's someone to tap into.
Did you hear the Saint album? It just came out.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
I haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can chat when he comes to Toronto because I'm a huge Saint fan. He's in our playlist a lot. PS1 Drill.
Yeah, PS1 Drill. He's definitely
one of the originators.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I like that we named that PS1 Drill. Great name. And then last but not least, this album caused some contention in the studio off camera. Thankfully, you guys didn't have to see it. But Lil Simz dropped 7.
Wait, there was contention
because we didn't do it, and you were upset about that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you remember that? Now.
I remember that. Yeah, it was pre-recording. That.
Oh yeah, that was pre-recording. Wait, because did we do a double that week?
Yes, we did a double that week, and no, you know what? We did Kanye West instead of it, and I forgot. I'm like,
I remember that. Okay, we'll leave that.
That's why I was
too soon. That's
why I was
because I wasn't trying to do Kanye West, but we did it anyways. But Lil Simz dropped 7. It is only 7 songs, so maybe you call it an EP if you want. But
wow, breaking your own rules. You're definitely not the person to include the EP.
Not a person to include the EP, but this is worth including for sure. And this EP has aged greatly. I think the reason why this EP has aged so great for me is, yeah, as a whole, it's a great listen. It's only 15 minutes, so get your vibe on. But whenever one of these songs from the EP comes on shuffle or is in a certain playlist, I'm always like, ooh, okay. And to still have that effect where I'm like, okay, this is, and it's basically been 2 months since this came out, that is pretty cool because I think the production was such a big part of this project and making it stand out, and the production still stands out 2 months later. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think Little Simz, I'm sorry we didn't review your music.
Yeah, apologies.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to.
Yeah, because I have a couple of her records.
Yeah.
So it's not for lack of wanting, trust me. Yeah, so I think, I like your exhibits. I like your exhibits so far.
Looking at our 10 albums, I think that the main thing I'm noticing is that, and the only difference would maybe be Yeat, depending who you ask.
Hip hop is back, baby.
Hip hop is back, which is one. We have a lot of rap on here, but a lot of these artists have a history of making good projects.
Yeah,
where Lil Simz or Ghetts or Metro and Future, Schoolboy Q, even Sir. There's a lot of artists who they've done this over and over again of making solid projects. And then one thing I do want to highlight is we have a lot of kind of first-timers in here. Tyla is her first project. Last Dinner Party, their first project. Yeah. Our first time reviewing Flo Milli, Illit.
Yeah.
So I like to see the mix of, we have some veterans in here who it's like every project they put out is going to be quality. And then you got the newcomers who it's like, okay, we're waiting to see what you all do next.
Yeah. For those people that are thinking, I'm like, wait, where's Beyonce? We literally just reviewed it.
Yes.
You're watching the live stream that is happening like 30 minutes after we reviewed Beyonce.
Yes.
So to include her on a list like this, I feel like is kind of disingenuous.
And premature.
Yeah. It's only been out for 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the reason why she's not in the exhibit. We did review it. So if you're looking for that, subscribe. And then also you can find the video on the YouTube channel, or it'll be in your podcast feed. Yeah. So, Adriel, do you have anything else to say about our exhibits for the best albums so far?
Albums so far. I think what I want to know is in the comments, what album are you listening to the most? Obviously, there's albums that you like, that you think are the best just critically. What album are you actually playing the most? I think for me, it's the Schoolboy Q album still.
Yeah, for me, it's 2093, legitimately.
I think we're both definitely getting aggressive with these projects. Like, you're gonna see a swole.
I know, yeah.
in 3 months listening to these projects. But I want to know in the comments: is it an album that we haven't named? Is it an album we haven't even reviewed? But what are y'all listening to? In the comments, let us know what's the album you've been actually playing the most in 2024 so far. It has to be an album that actually came out in 2024.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us on Album Mode Live. Sound Bites, part of the Album Mode podcast where we're talking about the music, the culture, and the internet, and how those 3 things intertwine to create the music that we talk about today and that we love today. Make sure you like this video, comment, and subscribe. I'm always, guys, trust me, I'm in the comments watching. I'm in here like, you know, the eye of Sauron. Okay.
Comment creeping.
I'm watching everything happen in the comments. I love everybody in the comments. You know, you guys are part of our burgeoning community. You guys are the early people. You know, you guys showed up here and it's like, look at all this green grass. Like we could just set up shop here, you know?
100%.
Creating our own little world. So I'm happy to see everybody in there. And Adriel, make sure you know yourself and know your worth.
Later days.